should put this here. Yo, peace, y'all. What's going down? Shout out to the first people in the chat. Melissa and Barbara was good. Can you guys hear me? I apologize for my lateness. Mm. How are we feeling, you guys? What's going on? What's going on with the energy this week? How are y'all making do with all Mercury went direct today? Which is great. No more retrograde. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. All right. Make sure to, if you guys don't mind, I would love it if you feel called to like, share, and then for those of you listening in the future, subscribe. I appreciate you. Hi, Brittany. Guys, we have an interesting one today. It's gonna be kind of all over the place, but yeah, just walk with your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'll just put it that way. Peace, T. Welcome, 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 welcome. Peace, peace, peace. So, how we feeling in the chat, y'all? Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling aligned? Talk to me. How we feel today? Love it, love it. Feeling great. Love that. Feeling amazing. Barb said, I'm good. Let's go. I love that feeling. That's wonderful news, y'all. Oh, Melissa got me on the cliffhanger. She said, I'm feeling great. Okay, I love it. Love that. All right, what we sipping on today? Today I'm feeling fancy, so I got me some cucumber water in this. This is a special cup that I got when I was in the VI for the y'all's. Oh shit! Well, it was there and then it wasn't. I don't know what happened. There we go. From the VI. This is brand down there called Don't Pay Me No Mind. My cousin's her best friend. He owns this brand, and so she got me these cups, and I love them. So it's always a reminder of home. For those of you who don't know, I'm from the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix. You know what I mean? Big up, big up. If you know, you know. VI up, never down. So yeah, it's a nice reminder of home. And I'm not gonna lie, looking at this cup right now makes me like want a vacation. I haven't taken a vacation all summer, bro. I've been just at home grinding it out. But it's okay. Soon come, right? I'll have the opportunity again soon. I did a lot of traveling in spring. Like spring was lit for me. Summer was chill. So I'm grateful, but I kind of want to be outside. You know what I mean? It's about that time. So we'll give it another minute or two, and then we'll get right into the message and our housekeeping things. You know? So for those of you who were here last week, while we wait for the last few to trickle in, I think everyone here is in the Telegram. But if not, in the link is in the description. Join up on the Telegram. We created a community over there. It's been great so far. We post pretty much every day, at least an affirmation every day. So that's great. So I take my time. I find an affirmation that I have. I have a whole list of like something like 40 something affirmations the spirit gave me one day. We just went in. It was crazy. So yeah, we're gonna yeah, so I share affirmation every day and just various things, you know what I mean? And there's people in here who are extremely talented, extremely gifted, some of the greatest minds, in my opinion, um, probably in many of our circles out there, in my opinion, right? So we have people who are doing hypnotherapy. We have people who, are just a part of the journey, but still brilliant in their own right. You know what I'm saying? Just a powerful collection of individuals. It's mad love in there, just a bunch of support. So again, you don't have to do this alone. Like, it's a community thing. Join up. It's free. You may have to download Telegram, obviously, if you don't have it, but it's free. Why not join? What's it gonna hurt? You know what I mean? So please join up. Melissa said, not sipping on tea yet. Some eternal water and a pineapple Izzy with my dinner right now. Ooh, that sounds so good. Hopefully, is it Iz or is it Izzy? I don't know. Looks like Izzy, but I know what you're talking about. That sounds good. Love that. Love that. Yeah, it's a little warm today. I mean, obviously it's summertime. We've actually, I feel like, been having some relatively nice weather for summer from where I'm at in Maryland. Like, it hasn't been like crazy hot. Today was a little warmer, but still not bad. So I'm very grateful for that because I thought it would be humming this August. And it was a couple of days that was crazy, but today was not too bad. Not too bad. So it is Izzy. All right. Thank you for helping me with that. And yeah, Mal said, keep forgetting to join. No problem. You can join right now. Click that link. Join up. It's in the description. Damn, where's the camera at? Join up. It's in the description. I got to get better at my camera awareness. Clearly. Clearly, I don't have it together. Oh, all right. Listen, y'all, I love that we are all feeling good. Welcome to whoever else. I see 5 people in here. So please say hi, whoever that is, because I can't see unless you say hi. So welcome. Man, Spirit gave me an interesting. This message, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm trying not to judge it. It's not gonna be as cohesive as some of the other messages, and it may not be as long, but that's okay. I think we've covered a lot of ground at this point. We've been doing this shit for got to be like 5 months. I don't even know at this point. I lost count. when we switched over from Instagram to here, I completely lost count. But yeah, the messages that were coming in they're very like kind of like piecemeal this week. And so what I think is going to happen is over time it's going to come together and congeal. So just walk with me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we have one visual presentation. I know we've been real heavy on like all the visual cues and all that, but right now we only have one. I don't want to spoil it. But it is for someone who's in our group, which is dope. So yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah. So welcome to the Spiritual Jumps podcast. I always forget to do my intro because I feel like many of y'all already know, but this is a space where we perceive reality from a higher mind. For those of you who maybe new will be watching this in the future, my name is DJ. I'm on my spiritual journey. I was called to do this and share information to help people heal, and I'm just walking in my purpose as best as I can. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, tap in with your boy. Housekeeping things. Readings are available. So if you feel like you need to tap in with spirit in a new way, if you feel like you're having some issues working through some of your emotions and some trauma and some blockages, hit me up, book a session with me. And we can get right after it. We can dig deep and figure out what's causing that, where it's coming from and stuff like that. Trust me, those who have sorry, there's a fly. It's bothering me. My bad. Those of you who have spent maybe some time with me, working with me, we tend to dive deep. We get in there and we really kind of get some things unstuck so you can move forward with your life in a new way. So yeah, book a session with me. The Telegram link is below. We kind of just discussed that, but it's really the littest like community on the internet, in my opinion. It's just what it is. So there's a lot of love in there, a lot of support, and please tap in. So that's all I have for you this week as far as like just some reminders, friendly reminders. So, okay, so I kind of introduced myself again. And I wanted to share this with you guys because Spirit, I think, is putting me on a I feel like we're moving into an end of an era, and maybe not an end of an era. Maybe that's a little dramatic to say, or end of a season. If we looked at how we kind of started this, we kind of talked a little bit about the subconscious mind and stuff like that. We talked more in general about how things affect you a little bit. Um, we talked about manifestation and how it really works. We talked about the Lions Gate. We talked about trauma um, quite a few times. Uh, I think we're about to get into a phase of diving deeper into that for ourselves and our healing. Like it's really around that time for us to step up so we can go into this new level of life, this abundant life that we just manifested with this portal, right? We told spirit what we wanted. We wrote down our affirmations. By the way, how many of y'all did that exercise where you journaled and wrote down your intentions? Where's my accountability people at? I'm gonna hold you accountable in this most sweet and loving way. How many of y'all in the chat? Can y'all say I or one or whatever? 8. How many of y'all did y'all manifestation work during and took advantage of the energy as best as you could? No judgment. Ooh, Barb did it. Okay, Barb. Ow. All right, Britt did it with the 888. Ooh. I like how you found that emoji. Go ahead. Who else did it? Who else did it? No judgment. It's okay. I'll give y'all another couple minutes to write this down, couple seconds. Some people must be cooking or something because I see 4 people and I only see 2 that responded. Where y'all at? Oh, there we go. There we go. Thank you, Mal. Mal, we're just writing if like who here has done their journaling or manifestation work during that we kind of talked about during the Lionsgate portal series that we did. I'm just checking in as your accountability partner to see if anyone has done it. And so far, 3 of you have, and we got silence on some others. No judgment. Anyway, while we're waiting for other responses, all good if you haven't done so. My recommendation to you is, all right, good. She said, I did my manifestation work. And yes, you have, because the proof is in the pudding. I saw that comment you left. I just saw it yesterday or today. I think it was today. My bad. But I'm proud of you, sis. I'm so proud of you. Keep going. Keep going. Absolutely amazing. But for those of you who haven't or may not have seen it, it's all good, right? Like the energy is the energy. Okay. Like even if the portal is still not, I guess I can't say it's not fully open. I think it's open until September something based on the alignment that we're in. So you still have time, to be honest. So go back and watch those 2 lives ago. Start there. I gave you journal prompts. We talked about what's important to think about manifestation from abundance, from a spiritual perspective, emotional perspective, a mental perspective, and a financial perspective. We're covering it all, and a physical perspective too, right? You know what I'm saying? We got body goals up in here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is your reminder that you still have time, and there's still obviously an opportunity at any time. It doesn't even matter that it's a Lionsgate or not. Really, you can really do this manifestation work at any time. To be honest, okay, cool. So anyway, so this is what came to me this week. I'm just gonna kind of read it to you raw, and we'll kind of go from there. So I reintroduced myself a little bit as this person that's here to help people wake up, help people heal. And interestingly enough, like I really feel like I am here to help all souls, but especially ones that are we consider like the so-called star seeds, right? Many of you have maybe heard this term, but if you haven't, this idea of people that that have come, not people, but beings that have come from maybe other places, um, not necessarily from Earth or from, spirit in a different way, to who are aiding in the call of helping Earth transcend, uplift, whatever, right? So you're kind of born here and you kind of forget where you come from. It's part of the contract, it's part of the thing. And many star seeds, I think, struggle with kind of moving through this life. And there's still, I think, quite a few of the so-called star seeds that are asleep, right? And so part of my purpose, I believe, is to help guide those who are on the precipice of awakening to really step into their power in a new way, which is pretty dope. So what came to me, and this was inspired by watching a very interesting documentary. Ooh, I'm gonna probably put it in Telegram because it's on YouTube, but like I'm not about to sit here and like pull it up and watch it like on YouTube. I think this is something that maybe we could do for our movie night in our Telegram. So yeah, these are things that we have planned for the future for the Telegram, which is dope. But anyway, so this is what kind of like spirit just lit a fire under me, yo, like crazy. Excuse me. It says, I'm here to wake you up. It's time. I'm here to help you heal yourself and teach you how to connect with yourself and understand yourself on a deeper level. You deserve freedom. And I mean true freedom. We have a huge opportunity right now to take your power back, or to take our power back. And I'm here to help you facilitate that within yourself. Without getting too into what's going on as far as like um, in the world right now, we are on a precipice of a revolution. Let's just put it that way. There's a lot of shit going on in the world, especially in the West politically, and just in the world politically, right? There's a lot of movement. We have this emerging technology with AI. The age of Aquarius is really coming in, and it's coming in with a freaking bang, right? But we're not quite finished with that older sort of like Capricorn energy. I'm sorry, the age of Pisces, excuse me, that we were in the past. Was it Pisces or Capricorn? Whatever older age that we were in, excuse me, it escapes me right now. But we're kind of moving away from the top-down structure, everything kind of being more equal, freedom. These are all Aquarius like themes, the sign of I know, and things of that nature. And what this documentary kind of opened up for me is kind of added to something else that I had watched, just on a larger scale. The level to which we as beings are manipulated and controlled on this planet, it needs to stop. It needs to end. At this point, as spiritual beings, we want to thrive. We want to thrive in a way that we can truly be free without systems oppressing us, right? I feel like human beings have not been given the opportunity for maybe a really long time to just thrive as they are. So we already come in with our own family trauma, our ancestral trauma, and all of that comes in. And on top of that, we have this world that basically continues to shut us down if we allow it, right? To keep us under. And the way in which this programming affects us, we have no freaking idea how deep this really goes. And so it just really lit a fire under me to really begin to dive deep into our psyche and to show how much we are enslaving ourselves, right? This system has done a really good job of making us our own what do you call the was it the overseer that used to look over the slaves? we're like our own, we're like our own overseer, yo. I know this is a little dark, but just walk with me. Like we, yes, it's true that there's a systematic thing going on. There's a lot of games being played. There's a lot of misinformation and all of that. But honestly, the real oppression is coming from our buy-in to these belief systems that they've implanted into us, these initial fears, um, these things that come from our traumas. And we are constantly living in our past. Shout out to B, because we had a really dope conversation, really powerful conversation. And she said something, I hope she doesn't mind me using it here, that was so powerful that she heard um, from somewhere else. I don't remember who else. It might have been Tony Robbins or some shit like that. But she talked about how buffaloes do like this weird thing where when there's a storm, they go towards the storm versus away from the storm, right? And so the thinking behind that is that if you actually go towards the storm, it'll pass faster, right? Whereas if you run from the storm, I mean, you could kind of keep running. And from a trauma perspective, if we were to think about it in those terms, many of us are avoiding our past and facing the things that have truly wreaked havoc in our lives, right? Things from our childhood that affected us, belief systems that we're holding on to, all of that is tied in to things that we have not faced, whether that's some type of abuse or whatever it is, right? Like we know, and we may remember at moments that these things have happened to us, but we haven't really done the work to truly go face into the storm to get through it. We keep having like avoidant attachment styles, right? And when we practice this avoidance, it only creates more issues in our life, because that then allows the ego to control situations and allow things in our lives, and tells us a narrative like I'm unworthy, I don't deserve, et cetera, et cetera. And so when you're meeting your partnerships, your husbands, your wives, your girl, whatever it is, right? Or if when you have these relationship problems, for example, or issues, a lot of the times this person is reflecting something like a mirror that you need to see within yourself. So we like to talk about the narcissist empath dynamic. That's like a popular conversation these days, right? There's tons of memes on this, like, oh, narcissism. My person was a narcissist, and they did this to me, and they did that to me, and they were so selfish, and blah, 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 blah. But if you were to truly face the very thing that got you into that relationship in the first place, then you would actually be able to heal yourself and not just play the blame game as if it's all them. You'll be able to heal the thing that spirit was trying to show you in that person. So if you're a person that self-sacrifices, we've talked about this before, spirit's going to give you someone who is very selfish, because you need to find the balance and not operate in the energy of polarity, right? Of duality, of black and white, right or wrong, right? We have to understand, and I feel like coming soon we'll dive deeper into these topics, not so much today, but dive into these topics so we can really see on a deeper level how deep this shit runs. And so by facing the storm and going through it, you'll realize how much quickly you'll be on the other side. And the other side, which is sunshine and rainbows again, right? You're running from the storm thinking that you can escape the storm, but you can never escape the storm. It's always going to be chasing you, it's always going to be at your back. And all the while, spirit is going to continuously be like, all right, I guess you got to learn this cycle. And then before you know it, you're in the same cycles. I was gonna say the same fucking cycles, the same cycles over and over and over again, where it's literally like the same person, just a different face and maybe slightly different details. Maybe they're taller, maybe they're shorter, maybe a different ethnic background or race. Maybe you met them in a different way than you did in your past. Maybe you met one in the church, and this time you met them at a coffee shop. Whatever, there's going to be some differences there, but when you unpeel the layers, it's the same shit playing over and over and over and over and over and over again until you get it. So what am I saying? Face the storm. There's no more running anymore, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's really like, just face it. It's better. It's better on the other side, and it's not as bad as you think it is. When you're in the storm, you're going to be feeling your feelings, your emotions. You're going to feel, when you come to a level of awareness, you may realize like, hey, like I haven't been loving myself like I should, right? There's some deep beliefs that I have about not being good enough. Like, wow, that makes me feel like shit, even worse than what I was feeling when I was dealing with this abusive relationship, right? But here's the thing, as soon as you get out of that victim mentality and you become less subjective and more objective, when you begin to see it from the higher perspective and mind, then you can realize what I've been saying and what I say lately. I've been saying this the past couple of weeks. I feel like, listen, like you're the hero of your story. Things are happening for you, not to you, right? It's not that, why do I keep attracting these people? What does that mean about me if they say that it's a mirror? You know, like we think about it in the sense that like, when we talk about people being a mirror, it's not to say that necessarily that they're exhibiting the same exact behavior as you, but it may be the exact opposite. But what they're trying to show you is as if they're holding a mirror up so that you can look at yourself. It's not that person. It's not that thing. It's you. You're attracting this experience because you are a vibrational match based on your subconscious thinking and belief systems that you're holding on to and that you don't realize is affecting you. So what we tend to do when we first get into the storms or the feelings of it, we get into victim mentality mode. And that flares up the ego. The ego begins to go into protection mode. Now, at this point, we're all pretty much older, right? We're all adults here. You have a dysfunctional functional system for how you deal with your trauma. You become avoidant. You know, for me, for a long time, it was just, all right, well, this ain't the one, jump onto the next relationship, right? It's everybody else but me. Like, she crazy, yo, she tripping. Like, you know, if y'all been there, let me know in the chat. Like, it's always the other person. We don't ever take responsibility. But the day that we begin to take responsibility for our actions and begin to dive deeper and remove ourselves from the victim mentality, do not allow our ego to run the show and like make us believe this narrative that says I'm actually emotionally unavailable and I actually don't desire to deeply connect with anyone because I'm truly afraid of getting hurt like I did when I was a child. I realized that I was jumping from relationship to relationship for several reasons. One, for codependency, right? Falling in love or making someone fall in love with me made me feel of value, made me feel loved because I was looking for external validation. Because what I couldn't see at the time was the love that I was trying to give to other people and doing the most, right? and expecting something in return. And if I didn't get that thing in return, then what does that say about that person or me, right? Which is crazy in and of itself. But what that was showing me was that I lacked self love from within, right? So I would choose emotionally unavailable partnerships, partners. And it's always good and exciting when you first meet somebody in the beginning, right? That's the honeymoon phase, right? So y'all are going out to eat and all the time and drinking and y'all talking and getting to know each other on a deeper level and oh, it's sexy. It's a good time. But it's like as soon as the honeymoon phase was over, it's like, all right, is this where I really want to be? Damn, like this person ain't doing that. This person ain't doing this. I don't know how I feel about that. Shorty over there looking really good. I don't know. And then lo and behold, it eventually falls apart. I blame the person without truly taking accountability for the very thing that I put myself in. And I was just doing the same thing. So it was the same type of woman, just in different ways. And maybe some were nicer than others or whatever, more compatible, I guess, in some ways than others. But it just was never working out until I started to have my spiritual awakening, my second spiritual awakening. And I realized, like, yo, what am I doing here, dude? Like, it can't keep being all of these women. There's no way that the world is just filled. And mind you, I had given up on love. I had given up on the idea of like getting married at one point. Like I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna be somebody's baby daddy. I'm gonna like find the right woman that's gonna be a great mom and that we can co-parent well with. And like just do it like that. Just bump from relationship. We'll ride it till the wheels fall off, and then I'll just go on to the next person. Like I had really resigned myself to that. I didn't believe that true love existed. None of that shit, or maybe not necessarily true love, but unconditional love, like those kind of things. I had that type of mentality, yo. You know what I'm saying? And so it really just, yeah, it really. I realized that I was just so unhappy in these cycles. It was the same shit over and over again. And so I had to begin to do the deep diving work and realize and begin to put the pieces together and say, hey, it's not them. What is it about me? Like, yes, maybe they're not the right fit, but what is it about me that continues to attract these experiences? What is it that life is trying to show me? And I did the work and I realized that there were some issues with like self-love, like the things that I'm allowing people to do, and get away with. I'm like, yo, what am I doing? And so through doing the work, I realized that at the end of the day, this shit stems from childhood, right? Sorry, y'all. We're getting real vulnerable and personal in this moment. I didn't think it was going to go here, but fuck it. We go in here, right? So I realized there's several layers to this. One of those layers, and we're not going to go too deep into this, is, my parents divorced when I was really, really young. My dad wasn't really a figure in my life like that. My biological father, I later, had a stepfather that stepped up, which was great. But either way, it starts there. The rejection starts there, right? Like the feelings of not being good enough. Like, why doesn't he want to show up for me? He's telling me he's going to come to pick me up and doesn't show up. That type of shit. Many of us from this generation, from our generation, have dealt with these types of fathers. Which is, side note, it's funny how they love talking about millennials and how we're lazy and Gen Zs and all that, or whatever it is. But like, you raised us. We got this from somewhere. But like, y'all are the ones that cause a lot of our psychosis and issues. But anyway, I digress. And so my point is, by doing the work, I was able to free myself, free the way that I was thinking, and it allowed me to then approach relationships in a different way. I then began to look at relationships differently and began to put into practice new methods and new things of which I needed to do better. So I needed to communicate better. I needed to, excuse me. Oh, so sorry, y'all. My bad. I had dinner before this. I apologize. I needed to communicate better. I needed to speak up about the things that were, that were bothering me, or I felt like we needed to work through. I wouldn't do that, right? I would just suck it in and just be like, you know what, whatever about the shit. I would continue to ignore it, which doesn't serve me, right? That causes me suffering, because then one, I don't give myself the opportunity to speak up. So I'm sitting here causing trauma to my throat chakra, right? Um, Two, the issue doesn't get resolved, right? Because I'm not communicating about the issue. Three, I'm robbing myself and my partner the opportunity to grow and be better. And four, I'm not allowing changes to happen, right? I'm going to be stuck in the same cycle. So I learned quickly, like, things like communication is important in a relationship, right? Like, you can't just keep brushing shit under the rug and just being mad, suppressing it, and then pretending it doesn't exist, because resentment builds up. And then before you know it, boom, you're breaking up with somebody and they don't even fucking know why. Or you're cheating or whatever it is. See what I'm saying? So in my life, I've learned a lot through relationships. And I think we all do, in relationships of all types, not just romantic relationships, but especially romantic relationships for me. Like, I don't have a lot of issues with friendships, which is great. I love that. But for you or for someone else, it may be through friendships. Like, you might have the relationship thing on lock, right? But when it comes to your friendships might be trash. Your relationships with your family might be trash, whatever it is. The point is, these things are mirroring things in you that you must spend the time diving more deeply into. And let me tell you something. I thought I was so woke about 3 years ago. I ain't know shit back then. I was meditating every day and shit. I had realized all these things about my relationships, shit like that. I thought I was good. I'm like, man, I've overcome this. I spending time on my own. You know what I'm saying? I've reached a new level of my awareness. Like, I'm locked in. Like, this next relationship, when I decide to get into it, it's gonna be fire. I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna do that differently. And guess what the fuck I learned, y'all? I then began to overcorrect. Right? It's like a pendulum swinging. You know what I'm saying? It's like, once you realize on one side, sorry, the camera. Once you realize on one side, like, damn, I've been doing these things wrong. Okay, I need to correct it. It's like you want to overdo it, right? So then you jump on the other side. So, like, okay, cool. Use an example of communication. So now that you realize you didn't communicate, now you want to communicate about everything, right? Like, and it's like, no, everything is meant to be done in balance. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, so here's something that I did. I'm, again, being completely vulnerable with you guys. I remember one of my relationships, I literally was like, I'm gonna fix all the wrongs that I realized in my past relationship. So, again, I was communicating. I was like, I'm gonna commit to this person on a new level. And I don't want to get into the details. I'm not gonna get into the details because it's just TMI. But oh, maybe I could say it in a nice way. I'd even agreed that we weren't gonna be intimate until marriage, knowing damn well that that's not really what I desired. But because I was so determined and so focused on righting my wrongs, that I was willing to sacrifice myself even more than I was before. I was already self-sacrificing in a lot of ways, right? People pleasing in a lot of ways. I'm a Libra rising. Shout out to my Libras out there. We know the struggle, right? I'm a Cancer, but I have a Libra rising. With a Libra South node too. So, man, let me tell you about that. But, but not realizing, thinking that I'm correcting my mistakes, but only going into the far end of it to only double down on making the same mistake, but just in a different way. Like, in the past, I was still not speaking up, putting my needs second or last, self-sacrificing, self-sabotaging. Then I decide, okay, cool. I didn't communicate in that previous relationship. I was making choices based um, on some shallow things and being surface level. I had some walls up. So like now I'm like, fuck it. All the walls are down and I'm gonna love this person like they've never been loved before. Yo, Captain Save them, bro. Ugh. Anyway, so now I'm in this new situation, and now we're like being so-called intentional about being in a relationship that means something. So we're not going to be intimate until and like we're doing this to marry. Like, so you went from oh damn, I almost said the N word. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I went from a nigga to being like, nah, I'm never getting married. It is what it is. To being like, okay, yes, now I'm open to marriage. You know, I'm really yo, damn near put on a chastity belt. Mm-mm-mm. just completely like xed out what I truly desire, thinking that this was the right way to be because I'm going to be determined to right my wrongs. Because I realized how much I just really fucked up my last relationship at that time. So I get into the relationship, and guess what? This person was very self-centered, insecure, and narcissistic, right? So it was the perfect lesson from spirit for me to learn about this people pleasing shit, right? Because the emotional manipulation was on a new level. All the while, I think that I'm making a decision, by the way, from my higher perspective, but the whole time it was ego, right? Because this person fit this physical profile. In the relationship before that relationship, we didn't have a mental connection, right? So I'm being more aware of the things that I desire. So me and this person, we intellectually connected. You know what I'm saying? We're talking more deeply about our past and our understandings. We're talking about the world in a deeper way, right? Like it was woke. You know what I'm saying? Like it was super woke. So I went from that. I went from the person that we weren't having these types of intellectual conversations at all. It was very surface level, just laughing and dumb shit, right? Nothing deep at all, to having more deep conversation, right? And she fit the profile. You know what I'm saying? She fit the profile, and you're like, oh yeah, this must be it. All right, cool. I have an opportunity, and they want to be intentional, and they want to do what it is that I'm trying to do. Fuck it, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Boy, was that a lesson. When I tell you, there was so much drama in such a short span of time. You know what I'm saying? And I won't go into any more detail besides that, but there was just so much mental manipulation, emotional manipulation, trauma bonding, all the shit was in there. And it's just like, I left that relationship, I felt more fucked up than I came into it with. Needless to say, it didn't last too long, thank goodness. But I was reeling for a while, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be alone for a hot minute. I need to just figure this shit out. But one of the beautiful things that came from that relationship was I began going to therapy, and that kind of helped me dive deeper into things and to understand. And my therapist, she was amazing. She would ask me questions and say, like, why do you think you did those things? Like, why were you allowing this behavior? You got to think about where that comes from. And she would say that, and I would get there a little bit, but like I still didn't understand. But it wasn't until I really like locked in and got into another relationship, and again, the similar things are happening, that I began to dive deeper into myself and began to pour into myself instead of someone else. That things became to actually started to change for me in a real way. And it changed like that. I started diving deep into my psyche, right? because I had the awareness at this point, like, oh, this and this happened with my parents and all of that. But I hadn't truly connected what that really meant. Like, okay, cool. Like, it's obviously because my dad wasn't around, but that's the typical story of most Black men, to be honest, especially from my era and age group, right? So it's like, yo, it just makes sense. Like, my dad wasn't there, so obviously I have some daddy issues, which is playing out. That's how I was looking at it. But later on, when I started to do the deeper work, I realized, like, oh shit, like, this is just part of a story that I've held on to, that I am unworthy. Right? And so I'm constantly attracting people that's going to show me through pain and suffering that I'm actually am worthy as I am. I don't need anyone else to validate that. I don't need to rewrite the story and the relationship that I did or didn't have with my father or my mother in the way that I desired, or my parents in the way that I desired, to make me feel whole. You see what I'm saying? Because in reality, they were just doing the best they could. And that was a part of my awareness too at some point, right? But the layer was really within me, bruh. The idea, the belief system that I had in my mind was, I am not worthy. I'm not truly lovable. Because I faced rejection at such an early age. So now I'm attracting this experience of people who can't show up for me, who are emotionally unavailable, who are emotionally manipulative, to get me to see that that doesn't matter what you do for a person. You can go climb fucking Mount Everest to prove your love, and it will never be enough. Y'all hear what I'm saying? It'll never be enough, no matter what you do. When you have this people pleasing thing, yo, no matter what you do for them, they're not gonna love you. You must love yourself. Stop looking for it outside of yourself. So these are the mental beliefs that I had to unpack. And when I got to that place of truly loving myself unconditionally, then shit opened up for me in a new way. But it wouldn't have happened if I didn't go face the fucking storm. Right? I would have just kept running from the same issue, running away and looking at my shoulder like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo. All right, let me go in the chat. My bad. I kind of went off for a second. I've been talking for like 30 minutes straight. Let me go back up real quick. We have some people in the chat. Oh, today's an 8th day. Wow, I love that for us, Mal. Yeah, 100. Love it. Coach Shuni in a build. What up, Shuni? What up, Meek? Thanks for pulling up, y'all. Blessings, greetings. Love that. She said marriage is wild. Oh, y'all laughing at me. She said, reborn head ass. I've been reborn head ass. No cap. That's, for real. Mal said, I've been there. Yeah, man. We deserve better. We really do. We really do, man. Like, we deserve better than we realize. Man, and that shit is so deep. This shit with your ego will have you doing all types of shit, allowing all types of mistreatment and disrespect. And so, to bring it back to that first part of the conversation, on a global scale, we need healing, period. And by us doing this healing, we make the planet better. We make the world better. As spiritual beings, this is what we're here to do, to heal. So we definitely are probably going to be diving in different ways. And I don't have all the messages yet. They're probably going to come, as they always do every week. And we'll dive more into this. But thank y'all for letting me share that story. I did not expect it to take 35 minutes to say. But I hope y'all were picking up what I was putting down in this joint. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Okay, so we have more to cover, believe it or not. Uh, uh, oh wow, this is crazy. This is how it starts to come together. So sorry, side note. A lot of the message I was feeling some type of way about because it didn't really make sense to me. They were all kind of hodgepodge, but now it's coming to me. Um, she said, "You got that sword in your hand. You was going in." Yeah, shout out to for those of you who don't know what this is. This is a selenite wand. Um, I'm not sure why I have it in my hand right now, but it feels good, so we rocking with it. Yeah, you know what I mean. If you know, you know. Shout out to SAU crew. Yeah, this is like my selenite lightsaber, like Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? You go into the dream world. You go like, cacao. Oh, demon, you trying to pull up? Lower vibrational spirit? I don't think so. You about to get clapped, son. Clap, clap. Bat like a bat. Anyway, my bad. Focus, David. So this is how this message comes in now. All right. So guess what time it is? Guess what season we're in right now? Can anyone guess astrologically what season that we're in? Y'all laughing at me. Fuck around and find out. I be trying to tell these low vibrational spirits, man, do not come my way because I'm sending you into the light, fam. Just know my spirit team don't play about me. My angels don't play about me, and I don't play about me. So fuck around and find out if you want to. Yes, Shamika. Shamika, you got an A. Virgo season, baby. All right. So what do we know about Virgo season, y'all? In the comments, what do we know about Virgo? Give me some, because at this point, this is a reminder for the SAU fam and for my astrologers out there, like Tiara, no pressure. You know what I mean? What does Virgo generally represent? Let's get some participation in the chat. Oh, that's right. They analyze, right? They're very analytical, right? It's about organization, right? Paying attention to the details, very detail oriented. It also represents health, right? Like, your physical health, also your mental health too, right? Because you're analyzing information. And it's an earth sign, obviously, too, right? So it's about grounded, but they're very much a mutable earth sign, if I'm correct. Yeah, pretty sure they're mutable. Excuse me. So probably in comparison to other earth signs, like Tauruses are a fixed earth sign, and then Capricorn is a cardinal energy, right? And so with the Virgo being the mutable earth sign, they're a little bit more flexible, right? So they can be all over the place. But what makes them great, a lot of great artists are Virgos because they're able to have the attention to the details and things of that nature. So we're in Virgo season, right? This is the greatest time for us to be in the energy of which I just discussed with us for the last 30 minutes or so, right? Analyzing the things in your life and yourself in which you can do better, things that you need to release, let go of, right? The details that you overlooked. Man, this is a great time to use this energy for that, right? So, wow, I'm just putting it together. I love it. So, this is really a great time for us to be in the season and the energy during Virgo season to use this analyzing energy for our favor, or in our favor, right? Now, of course, everything is within balance, so don't overanalyze, don't be overly nitpicky, right? Show yourself grace. Remember to do that because everything is about balance. Because that's the shadow side of Virgo, is that they can be very nitpicky, right? And use this time to get yourself more organized, right? So for people like me who are like trying to do this online business thing, like, I'm really thinking about how in which I can do things a little bit better, right? Like at this point, I need to figure out how to take these lives, chop them up, still put them as videos, because right now you could only see it as a live. You have to go, you have to take an extra step to find it as a live video to watch the entire thing, right? And there's a lot of people who can't spend their Wednesday nights with me, though I would love it. You know, I love having you guys. This is like the greatest thing. This is like one of the highlights of my week, outside of being with Bay. Wink, wink. But like, a lot of people can't make these Wednesday lives. They may have other things going on, and so they got to rewatch it. And so it takes an extra step for them to have to go find the live, right? So why not make it easier for people? Because let's be honest, people are busy. I was gonna say people are lazy, but let's say that with more love and kindness. People are busy. You see what I'm saying? And so, um, you know, I got to be better about thinking about my process, being more organized, things of that nature. I just started the Telegram, right? So we're in there and I'm figuring out how to use Telegram. Like, you know, I realized there was a broadcast channel, and I knew I knew that you can communicate in the broadcast channel. And how about as soon as I created the freaking Telegram, apparently Instagram does an update where now you can actually communicate in your broadcast channel where you couldn't before. That's annoying, but everything happens for a reason, so I'm not tripping. Anyway, so I'm having to think about how I want to create this group and what I want to bring to it, and I'm having these creative ideas, but how do I implement them, right? So like one of the ideas I'll share with you guys is I want to have a movie night with the group. I think that would be fire if maybe like a Sunday evening, some day where we're like, you know, maybe not busy and we're chilling at the crib and we watch a movie and we discuss it together like in a chat format, and we can kind of like do what we're doing now, and this visual is up and we're watching the movie together and we're just talking about it. You know what I mean? Like we're kicking it at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all. Is that your pet peeve? Are you one of the people that hate when people talk during movies? I feel like most of us are people in color, people of color here, black. So we talk during movies, bro. It just is what it is. But I think it will be fire for us to get together and watch maybe something like a documentary or whatever that we've never seen before and just unpack it together and dive deep. Like that would be so freaking dope. Right? Like this is the thing that I'm trying to bring together in my community. I'm serious about this community thing, bro. Like listen, I have ideas and plans for the crew. You know what I'm saying? But I have to sit and I have to analyze and I have to organize what that's going to look like and how this can work best for us and to attempt and to try, but with grace. Do you see what I'm saying? So, anyways, these are my personal examples from my own personal life, but think about how you can use this energy to help yourself. But primarily, this is also a time for you to take advantage of analyzing yourself and your thinking, your traumas, how things are developing. It's all in divine alignment. It's time for us, and I don't know the rest of the astrology. We're about to watch a video for a couple of minutes to dive a little bit deeper into that by one of our special SG fam. Well, yeah, we about to check it out in a second. Um, to get a little bit more information about this Virgo season, but I want you guys to really like tap in with this energy and use it to your advantage, because where we're going and what's about to come, I'm not in the fear mongering shit, but the truth is the truth. Like shit is about to turn up. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I've been kind of saying and hinting to it for a while, and the writing is in the wall. Stuff is about to turn up, and we need to be in the best mental shape of our life. Is all I'm gonna say. That's all I could say right now. Okay. Read between the lines. If you know, you know. She said that's fire. I love that. I love that. All right. So let's learn more about Virgo season real quick. Just give me 1 second. I got something for y'all. I got a little something for y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah. We got our one and only B in this joint. Hey. I wish she was here today. Shout out to B, man. She the greatest. Can y'all hear that?
And if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, family. Today we are diving into our
Also, y'all, if y'all don't, that was the worst place for me to stop it. Anyway, if y'all don't have it, like, make sure you follow her, Elevation 44. Content's fire, especially if you want to learn more and understand more about astrology. Okay, do me that favor if you feel
Virgo
called.
season goals. Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about some goals, some activities, some different things you can do to capitalize on Virgo season's energy to up level your life, right? We're all
The
about
volume is
pushing
low. Okay.
ourselves out of our comfort zones.
Is the volume still low, you guys? Let me know. Let me know if it's the volume's okay when I play it again. Thanks.
Blowing up, elevating in the best way possible. And that starts with micro steps, little things. The little things. Sometimes we want to look at the big things and we get discouraged because we're like, shoot, I'm here and I want to be over here. How do I do that? So, through these videos, the point is about really taking those small incremental steps and using the season's energies to support those incremental steps so that we can have longevity and long-term progress. Okay, so sometimes we just need to focus on one foot in front of the other, and that's a big lesson that I've received lately, just to slow down and to just be more mindful of all the small steps that go into the larger journey. So I hope that you guys are enjoying these videos so far. done I think this is our fourth one, and I want to continue this train, this pattern. Let's keep it going because I found them helpful. To be honest, some months I am like boom, 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 like really hitting on the goals, and then sometimes I'm really struggling to keep that consistency. So I'm just gonna be totally 100. My goal is to push myself, but sometimes it's just really not possible to get it all done. So do what you can, but try. Just try. That's all I ask. All right. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about Virgo season and some of the ways that you can glow up in this season. And Virgo season typically falls between August 23rd and September 22nd. Okay. So, Virgo season is known to be the organization energy. And I think that's why I don't know, I'm a Capricorn rising, but I love all of the earth signs in terms of their seasons. When those earth seasons come around, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, I really, really relish in it. Organization is my jam, and Virgo is really, really good for that. It also coincides with the start of usually, at least in the northern hemisphere, it coincides with the start of our school year and like just kind of a kickoff to a busy season because fall is the fourth quarter. For a lot of people, that's like the most busy time of the year in terms of getting all the things done. So this is great, perfect energy to intro into all of that, into Q4 for a lot of people, school, work, all of those things. So this organization energy is going to run as a theme through this video. It's going to be one of the major components, okay? So like I said, it's Virgo season is great for organization, focusing on practicality, self-improvement, attention to details, because that Virgo energy really likes to analyze. It's meticulous. It likes to pick those things apart. So let's use this to our advantage for all the things that we need to really push forward this particular season, okay? We can also use this energy for refining our routines, our systems, because Virgo is the ruler of the sixth house, which is health. It's our day-to-day work and our routines. So this energy helps us support really like just making all of that a little bit more systemized, a little bit more practical, a little bit more efficient, okay? So enhancing our well-being, improving our personal and professional lives are all things that we're going to touch upon as we set our goals and look at activities that we can do in this season, okay? So here are some of the things in terms of goal setting you should definitely tap into for Virgo season. And this particular video, I'm only going to focus on setting 3 goals, right? Number 1, it is a busy time of the year for a lot of us. And I want us to be able to not feel bad about like hitting all the things. Like we can do what we can, but let's scale back in terms of the number of goals we're going to push forth, because these are some pretty big areas. That being said, let's go on ahead and tackle the first area of focus, which is organization and routines. Okay, so this is all about focusing on those systems that we have in our lives to basically either guarantee our success or not, right? It was James Clear who said in his book Atomic Habits that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems, right? So if we don't have strong systems in place, which are those day-to-day small actions, small decisions that we're making, we pretty much can count ourselves out of the race from the jump, right? And when we look at a lot of times when we're not making progress and stuff like that, it's because we're not organized and we're not using the proper systems to support ourselves. So this area of focus is all about looking at those routines, looking at our systems, and getting physically, mentally organized, all right? So here are some things under this bucket, okay? We're all about creating efficiency and structure in our daily life. So one of the things that we can do under here is decluttering the space, all right? This is like the physical, practical side of it in terms of like, what do we need to organize and declutter in our home, in our workspace, or even in our digital space? Because let's be honest, these emails pile up. We can have a bunch of different files and tabs open and things everywhere and not organized. Sometimes when we're moving and it's like we're trying to get all the things done, we're not taking the time to organize and put things into a flow or into a system. And we think that we're saving time by just quickly moving on to the next thing and saying, oh, I'll come back to that or whatever. But it actually costs us more time in the long run as we're looking for things, as we feel disorganized, as things feel cluttered. I don't know about you, but for me, when my space is cluttered, that's a direct reflection of what's going on in my mind. And in order to operate in my best self and, just be, like I said, efficient in my day-to-day life, I need structure and organization in like what my physical space looks like. So decluttering is important. So if you have not done this before, get on the way. Just try it and see what difference it makes, like tidying up, throughout the week and making sure that things are in the appropriate place. Things are clear, things are relatively clutter-free. If you need to go organize files, if you need to do like some storage stuff and label your storage things so you can find things, create those systems to maintain order, okay? Another tip here is to break down your organization task, right, into manageable steps to avoid overwhelm. So if you realize there's a lot of things that need to be done, okay, and we can use a really, really trivial example in terms of like maybe like maintaining your home, right? There are certain areas of your home that need maintenance, right? If you're not using a cleaning service or you don't have someone taking care of that need for you and that falls on you, maybe you need to create a system like, that the kitchen needs to get certain things done, the bathroom, the living room, whatever, and you break that out into the manageable steps. So, like the bathroom, these are the different steps that you have to do to tackle the bathroom. Boom, that's one room. So you use that same strategy for other areas that you're trying to organize, right? It doesn't have to just be with the home. It could be, like I said, if you're going into a digital cleanup or organization or decluttering, take it piece by piece, create a list, and break that down into manageable chunks or steps. You may not be able to get it all done at the same time, and that's okay, but it will eventually get done if you take those steps, okay? Time management. This is your other area. We need to focus on improving those time management skills. And I will say, I struggle with this in a lot of ways, and I'm getting better, but time management is definitely the one thing that gets a lot of us, okay? So we gotta improve those time management skills. Creating a daily schedule. Plan your day with clear priorities. Don't overwhelm your day. You've got to take breaks. You've got to rest, but you also got to get the things done. Know thyself. Know your peaks. Know when you're most efficient in terms of energy, productive in terms of energy. So if you know you're productivity and your energy levels and your sharpness mentally is in the morning, plan your day around getting your heavier things done in the morning. And like, okay, as the afternoon goes on, my energy level weans down. So maybe that's when you kind of, make it a little lighter on yourself during that time. So that could mean if you're working like in a particular position where you have to be present and show up, maybe you're mentally doing a lot more work on the front end. And then during that time, you're taking it easy on yourself, even though you're physically present. Now, if you work from home or you create your own schedule, you also have a lot more flexibility there. So do what works for you. Work when your energy levels peak and also when they naturally slow down. Another thing.
Okay. So I'm going to stop it there, guys. Lots of gems in this one. Okay. I really want to encourage you guys to watch the full video because she gives so much more. Not only that, she even did an affirmation, a Virgo affirmation video that you can watch on YouTube right now. Implement that in your mornings and your risings, excuse me. So you can set the intention for your day to kind of just be in this Virgo energy in a way that it can help and assist you. And then she also did a meditation as well. So check those videos out, give it a watch, give it a like, subscribe, because the content is in fuego. Okay. All right. So here's what I want to point out. Sorry, 1 second. Oops. Wrong thing. So what I would like for us to do and maybe pay attention to is it's time to kind of use this Virgo energy to do things like Beverly pointed out, that B pointed out, right? So decluttering your space. So instead of just decluttering your space, how about we get into the works of decluttering your mind? Yes, shout out to Beth. She crushed it. She crushed it. What's her YouTube page again, please? Sure, I'll type it in the comments. It's Elevation 44 for those who are listening, who may not be able to see. You type this in, you should be able to see her page, and you know what she looks like now, so you know how to identify her. A lot of great content, especially when it comes to astrology on that stuff, and also just lifestyle stuff too. She's really good about that. Anyway, so how can we use this energy in Beverly's 3 tips that she talked about? So she talked about decluttering your space is a great time for that, right? So that's awesome. Organizing your space is also important, right? And time management. And so I started to think like, wow, like this is so perfect to have the same kind of energy around the way that we think, in a way that we focus on our emotional self. So I'm here to challenge you guys today to take this opportunity and energy and time to really get more focused on your emotional self, right? So instead of decluttering or just decluttering your space, I'm challenging you guys to also declutter your mind, right? Now, you're welcome, Mal. Now, how do you do that? Well, for some of us, it may be like, I'm a creative thinker. I don't know about y'all. I'm a Gemini moon, so you can imagine. Anybody know anything about Geminis, we can be all over the place. Or when I'm a Gemini person, but you know what I'm saying? If you know anything about Geminis, they're very much in their head. They're very intelligent, but they can be all over the place a little bit, right? Hard to pin down, stuff like that. So my mind is a very interesting place at moments. The beautiful thing about that is it makes me super creative, right? Like, so note, if you guys need assistance with a creative idea or maybe some direction, hit me up, because I'm really good at like pulling shit from the divine to help give you directions or maybe creative ideas or whatever. I'm really dope at that. So join a Telegram and you can ask questions there. Anyway, shameless plug. Right? So, for me, it's going to be important for me to get some of my thoughts out, which is, for me, writing down things seems to really help. Putting it in a note. Sometimes I might not have pen and paper. Sometimes pen and paper is too slow, so I'll type it out. organizing your inner self and your world, right? From the internal perspective, right? So she talks about organizing your space and why that's important to make and organizing your day, right? So that you can make things more succinct. Well, I'm challenging you to do the same thing with your inner self. You need to do the work about your inner thoughts. Begin to take assessments of the ways that you think, the way that you talk about yourself. A lot of us are like, we talk negatively about ourselves, we talk down on ourselves, and we don't even realize it, right? We're not mindful. So I want you to spend some time when a negative thought comes to your mind, ask yourself and analyze why and where did this come from? How can I dive deeper into this belief? And how can I change that or release that belief, because most likely it ain't true. Some of us are like, oh, I'm not really a great speaker. That's bullshit. You're probably a wonderful speaker. But because you have this belief that you're a not so great communicator, when it's time for you to step up and do it, your fears override it, and boom, you're messing up or fumbling on your words. And then you're like, see, I told you I couldn't speak very well. It's bullshit. You can talk. You're a great talker because you could probably give the rundown and tell somebody off in a second. But the way in which you're able to inability to communicate is based on some irrational fears. Okay. Hopefully y'all see what I'm saying at this point. Okay. I'm going to challenge you guys to also, with time management for yourself, to think about how your day looks like. Are you truly balanced in your day? Right? What I realized and what Bev was talking about a couple of weeks ago, I started implementing where I try to do my spiritually based career work, whatever you want to call it, in the front half of my day versus on the back half of my day, so that I have more energy for the things that I truly desire, right? Because when you're giving your more of your energy to your 9 to 5, it doesn't leave a lot of your creative juices or energy to do the things that you truly desire to get off the ground and build. You know what I mean? So we've talked about this before, but again, reorganization, understanding time management. So I really want you guys to not just see it from the level of just organizing your space and things of that nature. Like, organize your thoughts, man. Take a deeper dive into yourself. Like, this is what spirit is challenging us to do right now, is my point. It's time for us to go deeper within the ways in which our mind works so that we can truly be free. Because the problem is, the reason why I'm bringing this all up is because, as per the title of this video, you're a slave to your trauma. You're a slave to your mind. You're a slave to your thinking. You're a slave to your egoic negative self and the perception of yourself. And everything in your life that you've manifested up to this point is proving that very, very thing. Hopefully that makes sense to y'all. Does that make sense to you guys? No, not really. Can I get ones in the chat? All right, bet. Cool. There we go. My dogs. All right. So last message of the night. It's a very simple one tonight. We're keeping it real low key. Last message was some encouraging words. Like, this came to me. Spirit kind of said, like, look, keep your eyes on the prize, y'all. Keep looking forward in anticipation and excitement of the new life you are creating. You are close. You're this close. And you're on the precipice of your greatness. Do not give up now. In moments where it seems scary, in moments when it feels like shit isn't working out, maybe you've been putting out work maybe you've been like me, I've been putting out content for a while, and yeah, you're seeing growth, but not the growth that you want. And you're like, yo, why am I doing this, right? Just remember your why. Remember, everything is working out for you. Everything is happening. Things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. I freaking promise you. Stay 10 toes down on the journey. Continue to do the healing work. To continue to face the storms when they come. When they come, face them. Do not run away from your trauma. Do not run away from those looming thoughts that come every once in a while. Face them. Dive deeper into them. Find the objective truth, and then make the necessary change to that belief system so that you can bring in the life and live the life that you truly desire. Because guess what? It's your birthright, like we talked about last week, and you deserve it. So that's all I have for you today. Isn't that wonderful? Yay! It's a short one. And listen, I'm grateful for that. So, family, thank you so much for pulling up on this Wednesday. I love every single one of y'all. Shout out to every single one of y'all who are watching this now or in the future. You know, again, join the Telegram, pull up with the crew, have great conversations with us. I thank all of you that are here tonight from the bottom of my heart, those who left, those who stayed, whatever. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I truly appreciate the support. Um, you know, I look forward to giving you guys this energy again next week. Um, yeah, man, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Oh, somebody has something to say. Let's see. Yes, yes. And hushing those remnants of the parts of you that you have to let go of, because the old you has no place in your new reality. Oh, thank you for bringing that up. There was something I wrote about that, and I think I skipped over it. But anyway, I'll touch on that really quick because I know we're wrapping this up. Understand that in order for new to come in, the old gotta go. And that includes the old version of you, right? So this is also part of why I'm asking you to analyze your thoughts and dive deeper into yourself and use this energy to do so, because it's the perfect time to realize that you need to let some shit go. So whether that's friends, whatever, be prepared that when things are falling apart, when things don't look like it's working out for you, when shit is hitting the fan, know that the blessings are on the way, because you have leveled up, and those things that used to serve you no longer serve you. They got to drop off. And so you let them go. Death, transformation, rebirth, all of that needs to happen throughout this process. So thank you so much for that reminder, Melissa, because I almost forgot to tie that into the message. But yes, y'all, I appreciate y'all. We're gonna be out this joint next week. Yeah, so I'm gonna see y'all in the Telegram, right? Right. I hope so. Any question, other comments before I dip out? Anything else anybody got for me real quick? Do, 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 do. You know, sometimes I'll be wanting y'all to challenge me with questions. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, be careful what you wish for, right? I'll give y'all another couple seconds. Mm. Shout out to my boo Brittany for the cucumber water. Like, who'd have thought? Fun fact: um, cucumber water, putting things like fruit and like things like cucumbers in your water is great, because it turns the water from H2O to H3O. So you get that extra hydrogen molecule. And apparently, this is the whole big deal. I don't know if y'all seen like hydrogen water over the past couple of years has been a thing. Like people are experiencing great levels of like health changes and shit like that, or health improvement, excuse me. And it's Virgo season. So let's add that to the list of things. Let's start adding things to our water to help rehydrate us in a healthy way. So cucumber is a great option because it's very just like refreshing and chill. So yeah, definitely add that into your water, y'all. It's lit. We're doing that. Add that to your routine, Virgo season. So health, I think we hit all the spots today. All right, so it looks like that's it. Peace, y'all. See y'all next week. Okay, bye. Oh, hold up. Somebody said something. I almost clicked off. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yep. That man, Yaki, he be talking this shit. He be on it. He be on it. Man, it's a wealth of knowledge for sure. Okay, y'all. Peace. Bye.